We begin with the latest in the trial of Tony Earls. He's the man accused of shooting and killing 9-year-old Arlene Alvarez.
The tragic shooting happened on Valentine's Day in 2022. This after Earls was robbed at gunpoint at an ATM. Moments later, he opened fire, hitting the Alvarez's family truck and accidentally killing Arlene. Anieli Ruiz has been following this story since day one. She joins us now with what is happening in court today. Anieli.
Guys, it's been such a heated day. At one point, it felt like a verbal match between the defense and the prosecutors. Now, this has all to do with the new evidence that was presented by the prosecutors late last night. The defense very upset, arguing that they hadn't had enough time to review it. They requested a week or two to delay so they could bring in their own expert. The exchange got so tense at one point, the judge angry at the reaction and the defense's inability to even speak to the expert who made this video, that he decided to walk out of the courtroom. But the most emotional moment today came when the medical examiner took the stand. She testified about Arlene's autopsy, and during that time, the defense showed graphic images of Arlene's injuries. Our cameras were not rolling because those were just too graphic to show. But some people in the courtroom today turned away. The images showed where the bullet entered her head and the extensive damage it caused her brain. Here's what the medical examiner said about her findings.
That Arlene died from a penetrating gunshot wound of her head.
And what was the manner of death?
Homicide.
Now, this morning, Armando Alvarez, Arlene's father, was cross-examined by the defense. We also saw the crime scene investigator that described the bullet casings he found tied to Tony Earls. Now, back to the battle of the evidence. They will actually decide today whether that evidence is included in the trial or if they even decide to delay the case. And I guess we'll be back inside the court in just a few minutes, and we'll bring you guys the very latest coming up on KHOU at 5 and 6. Guys, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Anieli.
From gavel to gavel, KHOU 11 has you covered. As this trial continues, we will be streaming the testimony live on KHOU 11 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, let's take a live look outside. Rain is starting to move in as we get into the thick of the afternoon drive. Chris Ramirez is tracking the showers for us right now.
Yeah, Chris, so what does the radar look like?
Yeah, we're seeing some of those isolated downpours starting to move into Houston currently right now. It's been mostly cloudy, but as we take a further zoom in towards town, we're seeing that downpour moving in along just over 59 portions of the Sam Houston Tollway southwest of town over Sugarland. And so they're the ones that are dealing with the shower. There's a little bit of a flare up just to the north of in the Heights along 610, just south of the Beltway. And then more scattered shower activity, especially in Montgomery and Walker counties in and around the Huntsville area. So most of us are quiet, but it's those isolated downpours that could continue to move through as we progress throughout the next couple of hours. And then expect to see mostly quiet conditions. We're going to have a rinse repeat day heading into tomorrow. We're live look right now, seeing mostly cloudy conditions with those temps pretty warm and muggy. 92 degrees. Sun will be setting at 7:22 this evening. We're seeing those days become a bit shorter, but as we look at the evening forecast, we're going to see mostly muggy conditions, highs or lows actually getting into the 70s in the overnight hours. We're also tracking the chance for rain going into the weekend and also into the start of next week. We will start seeing that rain chance start ramping up to around 50-60% chance heading into the start of next week. So it's going to bring us some unsettled weather for the start of our week, but also we're tracking the tropics. The tropics, we're tracking Gabrielle that's currently churning out in the Atlantic Ocean, and also there's another area behind that does have a chance of development, and I'll have more on that later in my full weather forecast. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. A man was flown to the hospital after he apparently shot himself following a chase in northeast Harris County. Texas DPS tells us a trooper pulled the driver over, discovered he had open warrants, then the suspect took off and reportedly shot himself. He was flown to HCA Kingwood. No word on his current condition. The trooper was not hurt.
Today, officials confirmed the body pulled from Brays Bayou is that of the University of Houston student who had been missing since earlier this month. Houston police say Jade McKissick's body was found less than a mile from campus. The 20-year-old junior hadn't been seen since September 10th after leaving LA Burgers and Daiquiris in 3rd Ward. Her family telling us her death comes as a total shock, describing her as a strong student who was deeply involved in church. U of H sent us a statement saying they're unaware of the details regarding her death. An autopsy is underway to determine just how she died. Houston Texan safety Jimmy Ward has been cleared of criminal allegations.
Ward was arrested months ago. He was accused of assaulting and threatening the mother of his child. Today, a Montgomery County grand jury no-billed Ward, meaning he will not face charges. The safety was put on the NFL's exemption list when the accusations first came forward. He's been on paid leave. He will be eligible to return to the team when he is taken off that list.
New details in the investigation of a body found last week inside the trunk of a car belonging to 20-year-old Houston-born singer David. Multiple outlets in Los Angeles now reporting a home in the Hollywood Hills where the singer has been staying has been searched in connection to this investigation. That search happening hours after the victim was found in the car and being identified as missing 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Officials confirmed the singer is cooperating with police. The teenager's cause of death is still under investigation. Right now, talk show host Jimmy Kimmel's future at ABC is in question.
This after he received a suspension for controversial comments he made about the murder of Charlie Kirk. Gwen Baumgardner has the latest from Los Angeles.
Trump must go now!
Jimmy Kimmel is off the air for now, and the news brought a small group of protesters to the studio where he tapes his long-running late-night show. The controversy erupted over comments he made Monday night.
He hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
ABC took action after the nation's largest local television company took a stand. Nexstar Media Group announced it was pulling Kimmel from the 28 ABC affiliates it operates.
ABC also got an earful from the head of the FCC over Monday's broadcast. Chairman Brendan Carr says late night TV needs a wake-up call.
I think there's a lot of commentary on late night having shifted dramatically over the last 10 years. It used to be that they would go for laugh lines, and it's shifted to going for applause lines.
Thursday, President Trump dismissed free speech concerns and celebrated Kimmel's suspension.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago.
On Capitol Hill, several Democratic lawmakers said they do see a threat to free speech.
When the head of the FCC is talking openly about taking away the broadcast license, then that is the government trying to exercise censorship.
Kimmel's contract with the network is up in May of next year. Gwen Baumgardner, CBS News, Los Angeles.